Today is Sunday, and this is the recap for Friday, January 11th. I took the Saturday off yesterday just to get some distance from the market, as the week was really exhausting. And just in hindsight, it on Thursday was the only day where we saw some action, and the last 2 weeks have been really tough, and I had really trouble and just to trade. I don't know. I'm just glad to see that other traders that I'm in touch with are having difficulties as well. So I mean, there's that's not an excuse, but the market seems, I don't know, it's difficult at the moment. And so what I did yesterday, I looked at some of my old trades. October last year was very good, so I compared and looked at some stats from and some good trades and of October, and I compared some days like in NVDA, in Tesla, and Netflix that had a similar volume, trading volume, like in January. So and I looked at these days, and what you usually notice is like what you notice is like even though the true range and the range or the average true range is similar to the one in November, the distance uh, that the stock trades within a day was like in October. You made like five moves up, $5 down, $5 up, $5 down. There was much more movement and volatility. Even though I look, even when I look at the VIX and some other indicators and the daily average true range, there's so much difference in between these days, and there's no. I'm really curious how you could tell or measure the distance a stock uh, moves within a day for in regards of the dollar amounts. Um, I usually track the ATRs on the daily, just to have an idea for risk management, and I write down these numbers. But I think I should start to note like the average true range, like the max and lows, on a maybe on a 10 or 30-minute time frame, and just to get a better idea of what's going on. Um, well, yeah, I haven't. Maybe I consider options volatility as well in the future, but I have to wrap my mind around that. And maybe, yeah, if anyone has like a good indicator for something like this, hit me up in the comments. I'd be happy for some input and open for discussion. Well, the next thing that I noticed was that I didn't do as bad in October and not even in January. I actually did similar, but there was just less movement. So that's one of the reasons I think my stats for January are like it's more like a break-even month so far. So it's kind of frustrating. As for Friday, out of the open, I traded Apple and Facebook. No, actually, I traded Apple and Baba for. I looked into. I thought it. I did. My first three trades weren't good. I mean, they were just stabs, and it was small. I took my losses rather fast, but they weren't good. I mean, I sold into support here. I mean, there's clear support in this 152.80s. So, but when we broke VWAP, I tried to. I think I took the rollover through the full dollar for an entry and stopped out here on the high and tried again here, but was stopped out here, and it wasn't good. Baba was way better in regard of this, what when it formed rejected this EMA here. However, I was too early and I got faked into a short here, even though the lows never broke. And I took off the trade once it broke here above the half dollar. So that was the first three trades and three small losses, but nothing too much to worry about. After that, it was quite patient. I mean, you can see I took a short. I watched Facebook grind around between like in this range for a dollar up and down, but there was barely any movement. It was trading so slow and so much chop. Then and like it eventually broke out, and then I watched it when it came into this previous day's close. I had a pivot at 144.50 to 145 ish, so I got interested here. And when I saw it reject, like it couldn't move much higher, and I waited for this candle to close, and then it made another move higher. It never crossed previous highs, and then on the way down, I took a position. So the entry was great, and my target was the half dollar. I thought it would make like a retest of the EMA here, EMA 9, on 5 minutes, but it didn't. Like it found support just like in the 90s, and so here it looked like it formed like a backside trade to before it rolls over. Then I was busy with something else, and I just stuck with it, and I didn't put in a stop on at break even, which I really should have done, because this like sticking to this position really messed up my average price later and forced me to get out on more or less like break even instead of taking a nice profit and just let it run down into the afternoon. So my ads were really good. I had 145 as my next pivot. Like I said before, and the next one was 146. So I placed an offer below 145. Facebook spiked in and I got filled. It was really good. There's nothing to say about it. I mean, I could have even added back more here, but I just stuck with it and watched it. It made another move high, and here I watched it. I thought I saw this candle form, and here I got faked into, because like you saw the bid drop the low, the offer stayed above, and there were barely, I didn't see any prints below that, and besides like I think my fill here. Nevertheless, I stuck with it. Watch it. I watched it, and I wasn't too worried about. It eventually broke, and I took off half break even, and for some reason I didn't add back here. It just it wasn't trading clean. I just stuck with it, and like when it rejected here and appeared to make another move here, I took off another half for a small profit, and eventually I took it off here, like moments too soon, but I just was about to call it a day, to be honest, and I was really exhausted. I did more trades in NVDA, which made a nice move once it broke out of this 145 that I didn't take. Like, it formed like this nice pattern here. I just watched it. My entry here was maybe a little. I was. It was just dirty. It was consolidating and below this 147. I gave it a stab, and it looked like it would roll over, but it caught a bit, and like volume increased. This entry was just stupid. I shouldn't have taken this one. However, like in hindsight, if I look at it, like here, we had some good opportunities. I probably would have added here anyway, so that's nothing too bad. Uh, um, my ad here at 148.50 was bad though. Like it was more erratic. I shouldn't have taken this one, and not even on this one I got faked out, because like I saw this 49 we lifted above, we crossed below, and again like you can see here like I waited for this new candle to wait, and I saw the bid drop, and I don't know, I was filled, but it made another move higher, and here I didn't add as this was like a 50-cent candle, and it was very erratic. It traded around within this minute, like all the time. It was very spiky. I just didn't like it. I had 150s in mind for the next ad, and wanted to see some consolidation, or at least like a test of the backside. So my average was, I think my average was below 50, if I remember right. If that's possible. Here I took quite some size here, so that wasn't just a quarter tier. It was like, I think, was it a half or full tier I added here, so that this put like my average price was lifted up to here, and it was good. I was quite happy with my average price. My exit here was just, it was just shitty. Yeah. So, I mean, even it looked like it dropped, and it dropped, and yeah, never. So I took off. I scared out. Didn't do a very good job on it here, and I was really exhausted and wasn't focused at all. I just eventually I took it off break even when I took off the other one here as well, and just to call it a day. And I also traded Netflix. Um, my entries were okay, um, but it was kind of strong and just dropping up, and there wasn't much movement. Here I got faked in, and but my ads were good. I had a good average at the end, and this was a decent trade. I wasn't too worried about it. I was willing to, like my pivots were like, I had three. Exactly. Here I was faked into this one, and what I really regret was missing this trade here into 339, and I missed like this 3 to 4 point move. I suppose I don't know what I was busy with, and or what I was watching, but I didn't take this trade. I mean, that's all I was waiting for the whole day until then. Um, Here I was faked into, and I chased this trade, and but I was lucky. Here I was really lucky. It was just pure luck. I had my stop, actually had a stop up here. So yeah, when we retested here, I took off half just to see whether we would break, and take off the rest in case we would make a move. But it dropped, and I took the trade off here um, as there was support here and here, and I just didn't like it. It looked just strong. Well, it's been an exhausting week, and I'm really looking forward to earnings season, and for some more action to come into the market, just to get some better trades and better profits for in particular. I will remain more patient, and I'm just comparing like my trading and looking at the trades I did in October really gave me some confidence that I haven't changed much in my trading in my behavior, and so a lot of it is due to the lack of intraday movements, and so that it kind of, yeah, gives me some more confidence in just to stick to my plan and keep on trading like I do, and be patient, watch for good entries, especially wait for backside trades that I really really like, and just take my trades there, and if they work out, great. If not, I tried, and then it's okay, and I can be okay with taking a loss then. But as I stuck with my rules, it's not every trade that's working out. Yeah, let's just see how the next week turns out, and thank you for watching.